670 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Get up, Robin. Gotta get up. No? You don't want to get up?
I do. Always. Can't sleep in. Never, ever.
21 minutes after 7 o'clock. It is Tuesday, May 15th, 2018, and you are listening to The Source, WOCA. We are broadcasting live from the Paddock Mall just outside the WOCA commissary, where you too can get an egg roll or a veggie roll. They have a veggie roll in there now.
They're very good.
Yeah, are they?
I think so.
I'll have to go get one later on. Or a big cup of coffee. Yes. I don't know if we have anybody in the room that likes coffee.
Cheers.
71 degrees right now. There's an 80% chance we'll see rain today, most likely in the middle of the day. The meteorologists are looking at a disturbance out in the Gulf of Mexico, and I don't think this is anything to worry about, but I think this is part of it. So. And Dr. Heidi Maier is in the studio, superintendent of Marion County Public Schools. Kevin Christian is in the studio. He's the king of Marion County Public Schools.
Yes, you are.
Yay! Good morning.
You didn't know.
Good morning.
You didn't know. Wait a minute. Let me get your picture on there. Right now, there's no picture. Nobody's going to believe me. They're going to think that was just a soundbite.
Yeah.
Oh, there we are.
So how you guys doing?
Great.
Yeah?
Fabulous.
Yeah.
This is our fun time. This is where we just get to talk. Have you ever done one of these 3D things with your phone? You put your phone in the box and then
I have.
Isn't that cool?
It's pretty wild.
Yeah, they're fun.
Fool your brain into thinking it's real.
I know. I did one downtown on the square, and I tagged it Harry's, and it's got like 20,000 views.
So if you do about 100 more of those, you can start doing it for a living.
Can you get paid from that?
You get paid for everything else.
Really?
Wow, I like
What am I
that.
missing out on
You
here?
got to get on YouTube. You got to get those videos, and then you got to get all these people to look at them, and then you'll have advertisers.
Do you know what happens on YouTube for this radio station? Whenever we speak to somebody who has the same name as a movie star, we get a gazillion hits and lots of thumbs down saying, that's not Karen. What's Karen? Karen Hill.
Karen
That's
Hill.
not Karen Hill.
Karen Hill, yeah.
It's like, well, it is Karen Hill. What are you talking
Not
about?
the one you wanted.
So, Karen, thank you. You gave us a lot of hits on YouTube. So we're going to talk about the schools. You look nice and bright. You always look bright. You're everywhere. You have pretty earrings, too.
Thank you. Everything's better with a little glitter.
You like that. What is that called, Robin? Rose gold? Rose
Yes.
gold. Is that one?
Yep. Yes.
Is that like a new color or something?
For Disney?
Are they Disney? I'm getting new glasses,
oh.
by the way. So I can't really
okay.
see them
Disney
clear.
glasses?
What's that?
Oh, are you getting Disney glasses? That was the tie-in there.
No, but I'm going to be. You know, we went to Radio City Music Hall Thanksgiving. I couldn't see Santa Claus's face.
Boy, we're just jumping all over the place.
I know.
I know.
No, but the I can't really see the shape of the earrings. Is what I'm getting at.
Oh, they're just round and
Okay.
pink
They're not
and
Mickey Mouse earrings?
glittery.
They're so pretty.
Glittery.
No ears on those.
No.
No ears.
What was the thing we were talking about before? The sugar? What was that?
I think it's called the Sugar Factory.
And tell me what that is now.
Oh,
It's like this
goodness.
mega dessert place where you go and you buy a milkshake and it's $14.95 and it has, like if it's cupcake flavored, you have a cupcake sitting on top of the milkshake.
What did I
with a
predict
straw
about
through it.
Ocala?
I mean, it's just like in
Is that
and
here?
where is that? Where is the
It's in
sugar?
Orlando.
Okay, but what did I predict about Ocala?
Yeah, that they're going to have
I
it.
predicted. What did they call them? Mega shakes? No,
I
extreme
forget.
shakes.
There you go. There
yeah,
you
but we
go.
haven't seen them in Ocala yet. I was thinking like Light Up Ocala or something like that. Somebody would be selling them.
Well,
I'm gonna have to
these
go
are
there.
almost like works of art. I mean, really, when you get them, they're just, you look at them and the picture is not
How many
the ice cream
calories?
itself, but it's the person. If you're asking that, you don't need to go.
Yeah. It
They
doesn't
don't
matter.
count.
I'm going to eat it.
There you go. They don't count.
And you share. I mean, they're big enough to share.
Did you ever
Nice.
Did you ever look at the calorie count on the menu and not choose something because of that?
Never.
Never. Do you?
No, I
Doctor?
I don't think so.
Really?
Because if I'm going to go out, I'm going
Absolutely.
out for something specific.
Okay.
Exactly.
Moderation. You know. You don't go out and you don't eat fried chicken every single day of your life.
That's right.
So
You have
I'm
to
the only one
balance.
I'm the only one who's ever looked at the menu and said, "Oh, forget that one. Look at that." do you know there was a story though? It was one of the universities in Texas that they put the calorie count up on the board so that the kids would choose healthier and smarter, and they weren't doing it. And then one of them had the idea to, instead of putting the calorie count, put how much walking or exercising you're going to have to do to burn it off.
Yeah.
And then it started having an effect. Like one serving of tartar sauce, you had to run a mile.
Oh, goodness.
That's why I don't like tartar sauce.
There you go.
Yeah, so just thought I'd share that with you. All right, let me tell you what we're doing this morning. What did I do with my notes? I know Robin always prepares me and then I lose everything. Well, I know Dr. Heidi Maier is coming in the studio. She's here already.
Yay.
I don't have any 80s songs prepared. Maybe I can dig one up.
Okay.
I should do something.
And Galen's going to be on, right?
Galen
That's
is
right,
coming on at 8
Galen's
o'clock.
coming on.
The topic with Galen, by the way, is the worst and the best sports trophies.
Oh,
Nice.
you'll do well with that.
Some trophies are just horrible looking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever? Do you have a lot of trophies?
I don't.
I don't either.
My son does.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack does.
I think here's your millionaire business idea. Come up with an idea of how you recycle trophies. What can you do with them next?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Because they end up in thrift shops or at garage sales.
Yeah, they do.
Really? And people buy them?
I don't really think people buy them. 'Cause they don't know what to do with them.
Yeah, right. You
okay.
can't receive.
I mean, come up with you could even have like a used award shop. You can always take the top piece off.
But isn't
and
a
put
trophy a
something else.
nice thing to get? Like if you've achieved
Yeah,
something?
but 2 or 3 years later, does it mean as much to you?
Well, see, and at
Just to your mom.
at the Student Media Festival, didn't you guys have a traveling trophy? I thought that was a good idea.
The theme, the Terry Hart effort in media.
Yeah, so
education,
that's a good
yes.
idea. Nobody actually.
Well, that's like a plaque, and the school name is put on it each year. So that's kind of a natural.
And I think some of the
keep
sports
around,
trophies are. I think the Stanley Cup is a traveling
Correct.
trophy. So.
And isn't that made of Tiffany sterling silver?
I think so.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is
Want
that
to
right?
keep that one?
Yeah.
What about a gold medal from the Olympics? Is that considered a
I
trophy?
don't think it's gold.
Oh, it's not. But it's still a great thing to win.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You keep it. But
Well, anyways, that's the topic with Galen. Ellen Wilds is coming on at 8:20, so our visit with Galen is short today. She is a Republican candidate for governor of Florida. She's coming into the studio, right, Robin?
Yes, that's what she said.
Let's see. News Bites at 8:35. That's when we try to balance the news, Kevin.
it's when you take those adjectives out. Right?
No, I read them, but then we read another story about the same thing with different adjectives. Yeah. In the Garden with Carol Ann. I have one of my apple tree seedling books for Carol Ann today.
Yeah, you do.
Gave her an apple tree seedling. Now I'm giving her the book. Auto repair with personal care. Matt Gibbs will be here to talk about our cars. And I have a story from my brother in California. They put the wrong the plug back when they changed his oil. They put the wrong one in. Oh. They videotaped themselves so they could protect themselves in case that happened. And all the oil came out and it blew out his engine. So it was $14,000 of
diesel
repairs.
engine.
And he said to them, "Oh my gosh, you guys did the wrong." No, we didn't. Let's look at the video. Yes, we did. So he's covered for that one.
How do you?
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry, I don't know how that happens.
Wow.
Well, because he has like a specific kind of a pickup truck, I guess.
Well, I know, but if you take the part out, you leave the part like right there.
They broke
and then
it.
You put it back in.
Yeah.
Oh, they broke it.
Yeah, they broke it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, and then our friends from Ocala Eye will be here. That's where I'm getting my eyeglasses from.
Oh, okay.
How about that?
That's a good thing.
Ask them if they have Betsy Johnson lenses.
Betsy Johnson.
Okay.
I don't know
I'll
what
write
that
it
is.
down.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Be a day of funerals in Gaza for some of the 59 people reported killed during protests at the Israeli border. Most shot by Israeli troops. A baby's reported to have died from tear gas inhalation. Gaza is controlled by the fundamentalist group Hamas. And White House spokesman Raj Shah says
Hamas is intentionally and cynically provoking this response.
And the Israeli military says it's conducted air and tank strikes on Hamas targets in Gaza. The First Lady Melania Trump's expected to be hospitalized all week, recovering from kidney surgery.
The White House is describing it as an embolization procedure to treat a benign kidney condition. Embolization is typically used to treat tumors. You put a catheter in an artery and then inject some particles into the artery, which then blocks the blood vessel, which leads to the tumor. It essentially kills it.
Fox's Kristen Fisher at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center in Washington. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Posting your job opening to an online job search site is like drinking from a fire hose. You get more resumes than you know what to do with. Robert Half is the better way to hire. Our candidates are interviewed and custom matched to your exact hiring requirements. Quickly, satisfaction guaranteed. So what you need is just what you'll get. Robert Half, the experts in accounting, finance, IT, legal, marketing, and administrative staffing. Learn more at roberthalf.com/radio.
Pros in the know start with Lowe's, because Lowe's has the brands pros rely on every day to get the job done right. And now they can get the job done faster thanks to the new Hitachi RipMax 7 1/4-inch circular saw, now available at Lowe's. It offers up to 40% faster cutting time than leading competitors thanks to its powerful 6,800 RPM motor, and comes with a contractor bag and premium VPR blade. So pro, now that you know, stop into Lowe's and check out the new Hitachi RipMax today.
Here is your 1-minute news brief from the source WOCA. A 28-year-old Claremont man died from injuries sustained when a car pulled into the path of the motorcycle he was driving on US 441 in Micanopy. The National Weather Service is continuing to track a cluster of storms in the Gulf of Mexico, which they say has a 20% chance of developing into a tropical cyclone over the next 5 days. Ocala will get about 2.4 inches of rain from that storm system. 60 drivers who pick up Disney World guests using the Lyft app can be represented by the Teamsters Union, according to a decision by the National Labor Relations Board. A trial is set to begin for one of 2 men accused in the 2010 theft of a Key West Museum's 17th century gold bar valued at $556,000, excavated from a 1622 Spanish galleon wreck off the Florida Keys. And MegaCon Orlando is partnering with Madame Tussauds Wax Museum to feature the new Wonder Woman figure at the Orange County Convention Center, part of a new interactive exhibit. And that is your news brief from the source.
Hey, sweetheart, you look upset.
I just don't know how we're going to handle everything coming up these next few weeks. Graduation, Father's Day, Natalie's wedding.
Tell you what, make a list of all the events and what you want to serve. Then, just call Honey Baked Ham at 861-0011. They'll prepare everything to perfection, and they'll even deliver.
Where are they? I may just go by.
2709 Southwest 27th Avenue, just behind Best Buy.
I'm going to use Honey Baked Ham for everything.
Honey Baked Ham, making every day a special occasion.
This is Kenny Penny with Pretty Penny Properties. On behalf of myself, my wife Allison, and the Pretty Penny team, I want to thank you for supporting our business by allowing us to help you get your penny's worth from the local real estate market. With offices in Ocala, Spring Hill, Tampa Bay, Pretty Penny Properties helps you spend every penny wisely. Contact us at prettypennyproperties.com or call 352-629-6883. That's 352-629-6883. Thanks.
Broadway's mega hit Mamma Mia is live on stage at Ocala Civic Theater May 17th through June 17th. ABBA favorites like Dancing Queen, Super Trooper, and Mamma Mia are all part of the fun musical about what happens when you surprise your mom by inviting all 3 men who might be your dad to your wedding. On sale now. 352-236-2274 or buy online at okalacivictheater.com.
Hi, this is Lisa McGinnis, editor of Ocala Magazine and host of Ocala Magazine Radio. Join me every Friday at 10 a.m. when we bring the pages of Ocala Magazine to life. There's only one Ocala Magazine and only one source for local news talk radio. Tune in Friday at 10 a.m. right here on 1370 a.m. and 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
All right, thank you. 25 minutes before 8 o'clock. I guess this is where we get busy and get serious. I hate getting serious. Why don't you guys come in on Friday? Then I don't have to be serious. That's
Happy to.
my contract says you don't got to be serious on Friday. Dr. Heidi Maier is here, and Kevin Christian is here. And hello, and we're going to talk about the schools. But first, I got to tell you my inaudible sound story. All right? So we were talking off the break about the lady we know, and she listens. So, Gareth, if you're listening, I'm telling this story every time I get a chance. She has a bird that can mimic the inaudible sound of her garage door opener. And when the bird makes that sound, which you can't hear, but the bird can, the garage door opens and closes. Isn't that crazy?
But I still go back to my original question of, if we as humans can't hear the sound, how do we know what it sounds like?
Well, as humans, we can't. That's the important part there.
Well, I understand that.
So we want to know how it sounds, what it sounds like?
We can't hear it.
But it's measurable.
Measurable, but how do we know what it sounds like? If the bird could be making the sound of anything.
But you can't hear it.
We'll just believe your story at face value.
So wait a minute. So there was a story we had in the news about a guy who put an inaudible, high-pitched sound outside of his convenience store to stop the teenagers from hanging around.
Oh.
Have you heard this story?
No.
No. Okay, so why does it chase the kids away? Because they're young enough, their ears can still hear it. Anybody over like 25 can't hear it. And I said, oh, come on, this can't be real. So I went online and I found the sound. And I downloaded it in the production room. Okay, now the VU meter is pegging. Like it's really, really loud. But there's like nothing.
But you didn't hear it.
Can't hear anything. So I said, look at this, Robin. This is like really loud. According to this, the needle, but it's not, you can't hear it. Right? Then at the time when my son still worked here and he was much younger back then, he says, oh my God, Dad, what are you doing? And I said, no, you can hear this? Yes, he could hear it.
Wow.
Right? So then you fast forward into the future when we're in this studio and I'm in that room and I'm remembering this story. And there's a young girl sitting right here doing the Buddy Martin show. Mm-hmm. And Buddy Martin is old and everybody's old, okay?
That's right.
So,
sorry, Buddy.
But she, so am I, okay? But anyway, so she's very young. She's like a teenager intern. So I'm in there, and I'm saying, oh, here's that sound. And I turned it up, and she's looking at me like, oh, what are you doing? But
everybody else is just.
But they're just talking.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that was amazing.
Isn't that amazing?
You've given a lot of people an idea this morning.
Well,
It's a great day for ideas.
it was in the news.
It is.
It was in the news. All right, you guys have.
It's a great week to graduate from high school, too.
Serious stuff.
It
I'm
is.
sorry. I'll get to it.
Graduation.
I have
And
my
that
talking
starts
points.
this weekend.
It does. It starts
this
Friday night.
Friday
See,
night.
Robin is ahead of me. I shouldn't even look at my notes. Robin hasn't memorized, probably. Do you tell me when you graduated? Where did you graduate from? High school?
Altoona Area High School in Altoona,
Altoona.
Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm.
And Altoona. Joe was just telling me about Altoona. What,
Altoona, Pennsylvania?
yeah, what was made there? What was a sleazy restaurant? No. Greasy? No. Zippy. There's a food chain that starts there, right?
Sheets.
Sheets, thank you.
Thank you.
I
don't even know how to respond, so I'm not.
I'm just going to give him the teacher look.
I know you grew up in Altoona. That's where you graduated?
1986.
Nice.
And it's ironic that I graduated the same year from high school, from Matewan High School in Matewan, West Virginia.
Really?
Right
Oh
in the
my
heart
gosh.
of the Hatfield-McCoy area. That's actually where it started.
Oh my, isn't that
Tug
something?
River right there.
That's pretty amazing.
West Virginia. It's almost heaven. Is that how you got your name?
Mountain Mama.
He's Kevin. Kevin is almost heaven.
Well, thank you.
We received a really nice press release about a student, Nicole. And we
Nicole
put her-
Perrone,
put her
yes, from
picture
Forest
on
High
Facebook
School.
and posted your words.
That story has just taken off. It's insane how much coverage we've gotten from that. And rightly so. Nicole's a great young lady. She attended every single day of school for 13 years. Well, how is that possible? Well, she started kindergarten with us.
Yeah.
And never missed a single day of school.
Well, that is cool. And that
is
story made national news.
It did, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we have two good stories that made national news that we have a connection. You're on the show today. And later on, when Ocala Eye is on, we have Nikki Nix. Her husband saved a baby's life.
Yes.
It also made national news.
Sheriff's deputy.
Yeah. What'd I say,
Deputy
Sheriff?
Nix. Oh my
Deputy.
gosh.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So we needed some good news coming out of
Absolutely.
Ocala. So you gave us one of them.
Good.
And
And more. Keep going.
So how are graduations done differently today than they were done like when we graduated or when you graduated, or are they any different at all?
I
Is everything
think the
pretty much the
meaning
same?
is still the same. The steps are still the same. Students still walk across the stage. They receive their diploma. You stop, get your picture taken, your tassels turned. You go back and sit down. You throw up your hat at the end, even though you're not supposed to.
Is it possible for pomp to happen without circumstance?
No.
Those two always have to be together, right?
They are.
That's like a king appearing without a queen.
They're quite good fans. Oh, we have a royal wedding this Saturday. You going to watch it?
Yes. for sure.
Oh, I am too. I'm going to get up at like 3 in the morning. We have 2 graduations that day too, but I'll be up at 3 in the morning.
I'll
to
let
watch.
Robin and you talk
But
for a
she's
while.
always up at 3 in the morning.
Yes.
So am I. Yeah, I know. I see you post on Facebook all the time. Yeah.
And you managed to make sure all of the schools graduate on different days and at different times so everybody can attend everything.
Really, I think the first time in history. I haven't verified that, but I think if you ask most people, that's what they would say, that in Marion County, sometimes they had to choose which ceremony to go to.
Right.
But this year, we have all of our traditional high schools graduating at different times. Not necessarily on all different days, but if you wanted to go to all of them, you theoretically could attend each one.
You know, what is interesting to think about is to think about every one of those students that graduates has a different story about their 13 years of doing
Absolutely.
that, right? Yeah. And some of them had hardships, and some of them probably almost quit or almost failed and then made a turnaround, right?
And you wrote Vanguard has 12 valedictorians. Vanguard is an outstanding.
If that's what I wrote, that's wrong. They could have as many as 32.
Oh, 32. I read it wrong. 32 valedictorians.
You want to know how that's
That is
possible?
amazing.
Because the school does take a lot of criticism for that. It happens because those students start at Vanguard High School at the same time. They're usually involved in the IB program, and they all take the exact same classes. They're all accelerated classes, and they all get A's in them.
And that's good. I mean, they should
So their
be...
GPA is the same. So I always say, for those people who don't believe that you should have 32 valedictorians, you tell which kids shouldn't be. You tell them that they shouldn't be valedictorians.
Right, exactly.
That's amazing.
Because they all
This is
deserve it.
wonderful.
They all
They
do.
do deserve it. They all work really hard as individuals.
Yeah, that's something to be proud about. That's awesome. What else before we move on to the next one? Anything else we need to mention from graduation?
We just pray the rain holds out.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we do have a rain plan. I sent that email this morning
Well, this thing,
at 2 a.m.
I think this thing that's out in the Gulf is going to be gone by then. So
Okay.
hopefully.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So let it be written, so let it be done.
Yes, Larry said it.
Yes, I don't slant the news. I may get it wrong, but I don't slant it. All right, school safety was on everybody's mind. Obviously, we haven't spoken to you since the incident at Forest High School. And thank you. I don't know if you saw, you didn't respond to anything that we posted where we were thanking you. And I thought you were just being shy
And
or
humble.
whatever and humble because... And we had the soundbite from the time before that when you were here because you were referencing the Parkland shooting and how you had instituted the Alice protocol, right? And I truly, truly think, you want to comment on this? I truly believe, and I don't know why nobody else said it, I truly believe that door was locked and that kid would have gone into that classroom if that door hadn't been locked. You're going to cry. But, right? Am I not right about this? Your decision to lock the doors is what saved lives.
I believe that.
That's why you didn't respond.
wholeheartedly, yeah.
Kevin, you're going to have to talk. She
Well,
can't
that's what law enforcement has told us, that the Alice Protocol saved lives that day.
Yeah, I believe that.
We certainly believe it did. We believe God's hand was on us, too. That saved lives.
Well, that's absolutely true.
But, yes, it could have been so much worse, and we could be talking about funerals right now.
I know.
And we're not.
Thank God.
So.
Thank God. And I said to Robin right away, that door was locked. That kid's lying. He didn't shoot that gun accidentally. No way. You can. I know you don't want to comment. But my thought is he didn't accidentally put it into a guitar case. He didn't accidentally walk into the school. And he didn't accidentally shoot that gun. That's my opinion. I think he's lying. He went to open that door, and it was locked. And every movie he's ever seen, you can open up a locked door with a gun. And it didn't work. And unfortunately, hit a young person in the ankle. How's he doing, by the way? Doing
He's
okay?
great.
You're not allowed to say? But anyway, so thank you. I truly believe that you took what you needed to do and made the common sense. Just lock the doors. If we can't do anything else, let's lock the doors, right?
Well, it's a start. It's a start to
Yes.
what we need to do. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how come nobody said it on the news except for us?
We have heard that.
Yeah?
We have heard that, yes.
You're also concerned about the cost for the public schools, and then charter schools need to have their own.
Well, of course, the new state law requires some type of armed person on campus, and that can take the form of a school resource officer, which traditionally is what Marion County schools have had, or middle and high schools have had. It can take the form of a district's own police force, if you will, and there are school districts in the state of Florida that have their own police force.
Really?
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
In Florida?
Yes.
In Miami, probably, right?
Miami-Dade has their own, and Hillsborough has their own. Yeah, 2 or 3. I think there's 4 districts that have their own. And then they can also take the form of the Guardian program, which is named, I believe, after the coach that was killed in the Parkland shootings.
Oh, really? His name was Guardian?
No, there's a long program,
Oh, okay.
a long title to it, but it's commonly referred to as the Guardian.
And I don't.
But what's important to remember is those 3 options are on the table, and no decisions have been made yet. So as we look at what is best for our district, just like every other district is choosing options best for them, we will move forward with what is best for our district. So all options are on the table right now.
And the folks who you thanked and gave credit to at the school board meeting, the teachers that spoke to the child, the shooter child,
And our principal, Mr.
the principal,
Person,
and the student resource officer also.
Deputy Long, yeah.
I mean, they all are a part of the reason why we had good news after that.
Yes.
What could have been a horrible incident. Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
In the K-12 Connect, the special version?
Yeah, we have a special show actually coming out today. We have a weekly show called the K-12 Connect, which is our
TV show?
District, video program. We release it on YouTube. And today's show will be a complete focus on the district response to what happened that day. There's a lot of things that happened behind the scenes that people never even realized, like the custodians who went into that school 1 o'clock that afternoon and cleaned up everything so that when students came back 2 hours later, it was the school they knew, not the school they evacuated.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Little things like that.
That gives me chills. Fabulous.
The bus drivers.
Yes.
The bus drivers were amazing that
Yes,
day.
they were.
I was there. I called you guys. But just to see those bus drivers they were rolling in. They were ready to get those kids and take them away. So.
And at the reunification
yeah.
site, 2,100 kids in less than 4 hours reunited with their families.
That's excellent.
That's amazing.
Which includes, I think, 2 from my own family, by the way. I think I have two, a nephew and a niece.
Yes.
And maybe more than 2. I'm not sure who all goes there, but... so that's all the more reason for me to thank you on a personal level.
So that show comes out today on our
Yes.
YouTube channel.
Oh, that's wonderful.
We'll get you that
Got
link.
it written down.
The In God We Trust issue, how does that affect you?
Oh, well, that was part of 7055, the bill that the governor signed, and in it, every school must display that motto. So what we're doing is we had a poster contest for our students to design the In God We Trust motto that will hang in the schools. So we asked for entries from kindergarten through 2nd, 3, 5, middle, and high school. So the Daughters of the American Revolution, the local chapter, will be judging those, and then
nice.
we're going to get them printed and hung by next school year.
Oh,
It's
nice.
very
Wonderful.
exciting. Yes,
Oh,
so
nice.
that
Exciting.
So get the kids involved and to understand the why behind that motto and why it's even there. So yes.
Any pushback on that one?
0.
Good.
It's state law.
Well, and it's the right thing to do.
Well, we agree. I don't know, however, when you talk radio, you hear from everybody.
Understood.
When you're in public schools, you hear from everybody
right,
too.
right.
Do you? The Evergreen Elementary issue, that was, whatever happened, what was the end result of that? Is it going to be a charter school? No.
It won't be a charter, no. It will be operated by an external operator, a third party,
Oh,
if you
okay,
will.
okay.
School board voted last week to approve that company, and so they will start July the 1st, unless the school comes back with a C grade or better. If that happens, then it goes back to being a traditional public elementary school.
And since it might be operated by external people, is it still going to be part of the Marion County Public School System, or will it be different?
Still our students, and the company has told us they will still be our teachers and our administrators. It will just be operated by the day-to-day operations will be the external operator.
Wow. And what is
So we
who are
pay
they?
them to do that, as well as we still continue to pay for transportation and maintenance and custodial and all that.
Yeah,
as
it's
well.
an additional cost.
Can you tell? Was there a name for the company? What is the company? Is this what they do all over the country?
It is, yes. The board heard, I think, from three different companies that do this. And one of the requirements at the state level is that this organization, whatever it is, has to have a proven track record of doing the same thing elsewhere.
Wow. So what do they do differently than what's been done?
I guess if we knew that, we wouldn't hire them. We would do it ourselves.
Wow.
Well, if you look at what they are saying they want to do, it's what we have been trying to do for the past year there. So.
So we hope they're successful, but we're going to wonder
Well, we
why.
want to take care of those kids. Exactly.
Yeah, that's ultimately what it is, right?
So then if they're on board and they succeed throughout the year to bring it up to up the grade level, then will they exit and then it will be totally controlled by Marion County Public School System again?
I think the contract will be for 3 years, so they will have the school for 3 years. And under the state guidelines, that's kind of the window of time, if you will. So I don't believe that even if they bring it up to a C or better, that it immediately goes back to the district because the contract would be for 3 years. But that could be worked out in the contract language, and that contract is being negotiated right now.
So I'm just going to guess that made a lot of parents happy. There was a video, I guess, from one of the news, maybe Channel 20, showed the mother one mom not happy with what was going to happen. Now she's got to be really happy. Her issue was she wanted the same teachers to be there, so that's all settled, right?
The company has indicated, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dr. Maier, the company has indicated that that's their plan. Of course, plans change, teachers change their minds, things happen.
Right.
It's not a guarantee, but that's the direction they've given us, is that they plan to keep those teachers in the administration.
What else is meeting? What is meeting? Hoping educational directions will keep current administration and teachers. Oh, that's okay.
Educational directors, I think, is the name of that directions.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the name of the company.
So the Purple Heart Parking Project. This is probably near and dear to a lot of our listeners. We have a lot of veterans that listen.
Sure.
Yes. And it's something awesome last week is we had the ceremony at Dr. N.H. Jones Elementary, and my son sponsored that sign. He's a proud alum of Dr.
Nice.
N.H. Jones,
Nice.
and he's home from college. So he sponsored that sign in honor of my dad, his papa, his
Is that
grandpa.
right?
Yes,
nice.
yes.
Oh, wow.
So, and we were supposed to have one this morning at Lake Weir High, but we've had to reschedule due to the weather. But we've got almost all the schools. All the schools have been sponsored. We just need to finish up those ceremonies. The plan is to get them done by Veterans Day of next year. So.
And that's no tax dollars involved at all
correct.
with that.
Every sign is sponsored exactly by an agency, usually a VFW or something. I've done 2 signs. Dr. Ham has done 1. So.
Can I ask, unrelated to what you do, but still something you would know about? Question: it's the guy who carjacked and ran his car into N.H. Jones. What kind?
Oh goodness!
I thank God no children were hurt.
Thank gosh for that quick acting Principal Huell. Yes.
Okay,
and her
help
staff.
me understand what happened that day.
This guy is accused of carjacking probably 3 or 4 miles away from the school.
Wow.
And drove the car off, and police gave chase, and he ended up in that neighborhood and ended up driving through the chain link fence that surrounds the school and actually into one of the classroom buildings.
Oh my gosh.
But the principal heard a siren, which captured her attention, and then she heard more sirens, which triggered her thinking to go into a code yellow. And so she pulled all those kids from extended day, because it was after the normal day had let out.
Oh my
She pulled all
gosh.
those kids from extended day into the building and got them out of harm's way.
Wow.
Those extended day folks got them right into a closet, got them safe. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
There's a whole part of that story we didn't hear. It's really important to know when we do the right things. You know, it's really important. The wrong things always make the news. The right things never do. You know,
Rarely. Correct.
Another good thing about the Purple Heart Parking is that the students get to interact with the veterans and really understand what that is all about.
Yeah, I think that's probably the most important thing, right?
Exactly, and to have veterans from the community attend, but also to see how many veterans are working at that school. And sometimes the kids are taken by surprise. They don't realize that perhaps the custodian or even their classroom teacher was a veteran. And what I remind them of is you have awesome teachers, you're reading great textbooks, but here is living history, and these people have done the things that you're reading about in the book, and they can sit and talk to you about it. That is the best. That's the best.
Yeah. Let's see what else you have on my list, Kevin. The 50 traditional Marion County Public Schools. Oh, okay. I'm having a hard time figuring out where everything is separated. There is nothing else. That's it. Purple Heart, right? Purple Heart's the last thing on the list.
I think that's the last thing I put on the list. Yes.
So today, what are you doing today? The Purple Heart parking spot is not going to happen today.
We had to reschedule, so I'm visiting a couple schools this morning. We've got some great teachers that I'm presenting the superintendent coin to this morning. So,
what is that? I don't know what that is.
Well, we had Dr. Ham, who was a colonel in the Army. You know, in the Army they have those coins, those challenge coins that they give. Well, he got a donor to make each one of us coins. So myself and the two deputies have our own coin. And when somebody goes above and beyond or does something fabulous, we like to recognize them. So I've got two teachers today I'm going to visit with. They don't know I'm coming.
Oh, so it's a surprise.
It's a surprise, yes. And I don't post the teacher's picture on Facebook, but some their principal will, but I just shared the story behind presenting them with the coin. So, yeah.
Somebody needs to recognize you.
I think so.
Good.
I think so.
Kevin, that's just an idea.
Okay,
well, since we have Friday night was grad venture for 8th graders at Universal, and I have to brag on our kids. I chaperoned with Howard Middle School. So those kids were so well behaved. Oh my gosh, they were so polite, so well behaved. The whole park shuts down, and it's just 8th graders
from all over the state.
all over the state. I mean, there were kids from Miami and Orlando and Jacksonville were there. And you can identify the kids because every school has its own shirt, its own T-shirt. And as we were walking the park, the chaperones, the kids would be all over. And you could see other schools where the kids were running or being loud or being silly, jumping up on things. Not our kids.
Nice.
Not those Howard Middle School kids.
Oh, my
no,
gosh.
they were so polite. They were giggling, having fun, but they always would wave to the teachers that I was walking with or the other chaperones. They would, hey, Miss Roski. Hey, Miss Shawecki. I mean, it was awesome. They were just having a great time. They were so polite.
that is sweet.
So
That's
proud of
amazing.
them. Yeah, Fort King Middle was there that night too. We ran into them. Also so well behaved. So proud.
The word proud is absolutely accurate.
Yes.
I feel the same thing when we are participating in anything. Kevin always invites us to the media festival. And you do. You feel proud. You look at the work they do and you say, holy cow, that's amazing what they can do, you know, and what they're able to express. It's not just the skill of putting those videos together, but the message that they put into
storytelling
them.
aspect.
Yeah.
And the prom season was very successful this year. There weren't any
Very
tragedies.
blessed. We didn't have any car crashes. Now we've had fatalities throughout the school year, but not during the prom season. So we're very thankful for that.
Did you have any dads that were chaperoning by chance that put what's that stuff called saltpeter into the boyfriend's drinks? No.
That was a horrible story.
No, we should not go there.
Oh, you didn't hear that story?
You know what, Larry? I think next year, I think Larry would make a great chaperone for an
we didn't have a
8th grade
chaperone
trip.
I have a chaperone story.
No, to chaperone, to go with our kids.
I went. Well, let me tell you my story.
To Universal.
Oh, I'd love to go.
It was fun.
Let me tell you my story. So
That
my
Jimmy
son was
Fallon
in
ride
school.
was great.
I want to do the Jimmy Fallon ride.
It was great.
So listen, I was chaperone when my son was little in elementary school. We went to Cypress Gardens when it was open.
yeah.
Okay?
Oh, goodness.
All right, that's how long ago it was. And because I'm a dad, they give me the two worst kids in the school.
There are no such things.
Yeah, right. And so that was with my son. So I have my son.
Your son was one of the worst kids in the school?
No. My son was good. And then I have two kids that were crazy. Anyway, no, I had fun. But anyways.
Different learning styles,
So
that's
we're,
all.
Yeah.
Listen to you. But anyway, so listen. So we're in this room where there's a lady doing a bird show. It's like a theater.
We've come full circle. Well, now back to the bird on the shoulder with the inaudible sound that opens the garage door.
Listen. Let me finish my story here. So these kids were a terror. Okay. Well, actually, one of them was more of a terror than the other. So See what I'm doing here? I'm buying time.
I see that.
So anyway,
We can still talk to him.
there's a lady in the front. She has the bird, and she says the bird's going to fly to the back, and it's going to grab the ribbon, and it's going to bring it to the front.
Right.
Okay. So I'm watching, oh, that's cool. So then I look next to me, and one of the kids is on the back of the chair ready to catch the bird. Ready to grab the bird out of the air.
There was no ribbon, huh?
Get down out of there. He can't stand on the chair. It was so much fun.
But he
you
was
had a good
listening.
time.
He was.
He was paying
followed
attention. He knew the bird was coming.
That's right.
See?
He wanted a ringside seat.
What he heard was put your hands up and catch the bird.
Before we go, thank you, Dr. Maier, for your decision to put into place the protocol that saved lives. I am absolutely convinced that that's what happened that day. And everybody else around that helped was impressive, but everything would have been different if you hadn't made that one simple decision. Very smart decision, but easy to make, right? Lock the doors. Kevin, thank you for what you do. You're an amazing guy.
Thank
Yes,
you.
he
You keep
is.
us informed. And Dr. Maier, thank you again. Get a trophy.
We'll see you next month.
A big
Some
medallion. or
80s
something.
trivia.
Oh, there you
80s
go.
music.
She likes Disney. Just so
Special Mickey ears.
we were going to do that, but you did it. All right, thank you. Thank you both.
Thank
We'll
you.
be right
Have
back.
a great day.
Hey, sweetheart, you look upset.
I just don't know how we're going to handle everything coming up these next few weeks. Graduation, Father's Day, Natalie's wedding.
Tell you what, make a list of all the events and what you want to serve.